It's 2026 and people on social media are calling for the real estate market to crash and burn. In this video, I'm going to share with you what's really happening in the real estate market as well as here in the Houston area. Hi friend, my name is Paul with Traditions Realty, and let's get into the real estate numbers here for Houston, February 2026. And starting off with new listings, as you can see, the blue line here was 2025. And here in the yellow is 2026, so for January. I put it in here for February so you can see that line a little bit better, but new listings are up 7% year over year, and actually 21% from 2 years ago. So, again, we've seen more listings hit the market. In most of 2025, we were above 2024. So having more homes hit the market is gonna be a common trend we'll probably see throughout the rest of the year. Does that mean the market is going to crash and burn? We'll find out. Next is active listings. And so you can kind of see just how low 2023 and 2024 are. They were just uncharacteristically low just because of COVID and everything going on. And then now we look here in 2026, and that little tiny little dot right there, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, that little tiny dot right there is almost 35,000 single family homes on the market. And so that's up 17% year over year. And so again, more homes coming on the market, more homes staying on the market. Does that mean the market's crashing? Not necessarily. Let me show you why. Moving on to pending homes, and this is single family homes. Pretty much we had some more home sales, more pending homes in 2025 than the previous years. And then here we are for 2026, and we're actually up 8.5% year over year. So the time it takes to sell a home right now is averaging about 66 days on the market. And most of last year we saw in the 50s and low 60s. So is that a sign that the market's crashing? Well, no, it just means the market's slowing down a little bit because we have so much more inventory and not as enough demand. And so the homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer than they have in the past. So does that mean the market's crashing? Again, no. It really just means that if you are buying a home right now, expect to see homes on the market a little bit longer. If a home sitting on the market for 90, 100, 180 days, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is, something's wrong with the house. It probably just caught up in a little bit of the slower time last year and into this year, and we're probably a little bit overpriced. So if you're looking in the market right now, don't be afraid of a home that's on the market for a little while. Again, always do your due diligence, but just keep that in mind. Now, if you are selling your home, keep in mind that we have more competition, more inventory. And so I would price it, and what I'm recommending to my clients is, within the range of where your home is, don't price it at the top or even above it. Try to be middle to upper middle part of the price range to start out so that your home is not overpriced and sits on the market for forever. So you gotta be a little bit tighter with your pricing strategy. Moving next to sold homes, and you can see here that we pretty much in line with last couple years, very similar. We had some more home sales in 2025. We have more inventories. We have some more options for homes. Here at the beginning of 2026, we're down 1%. It's pretty common for the Q1, just there's always ups and downs. Really until March, April, do we really see kind of a shift in home sales. So January, February is always kind of a little bit hit or miss. And so not a big deal. Again, market is not crashing, so don't listen to those people on social media other than me. Moving on to the average sales price. With increased inventory, you think prices would come down. But if you followed me at all, you'll know back and forth here for 2025, between 24 and 25 for the average sales price. So we did hit a high last year at 450,000 and kind of came back down after that. And starting off here in 2026, we are up year over year, almost 3%. And the average sales price is about $417,000. So again, a lot of that's driven by luxury home sales, those $1 million or more. And so there's a lot more demand for those homes in that price range. All right, let's look at everything year over year. You can see single family home sales down about 1%. Average sales price up almost 3%. Total active listings, that's single family homes, condos, townhomes, up about 16% year over year. Months of inventory, 4.7 months. And so we are getting closer to an average market between 5 and 6 months of inventory on the market. Again, is the market crashing? No, we're just seeing more inventory on the market. We're just seeing, demand kind of equalizing out. So we're moving from a strong seller's market to more of a medium average market, to where it's not really a buyer's market, not really seller's market. It's right in between. Months of inventory, and then, pending homes. And again, pending homes are up 8.5% year over year. So this is great, but a quick glimpse here how 2025 compared to 2024. Our single family home sales in 2025 actually increased almost 4%. So we sold more homes in 2025 than we did 2 years ago. Again, increased buyer demand. It just wasn't as strong as it was to keep up with the new inventory hitting the market, which is totally fine because we were so depressed in home inventory for so long that it's kind of natural to kind of bounce back, and then we'll figure out, hopefully find a leveling out point within the next couple years. So this is very normal. Average sales price year over year up about 1%. And then total property sales was up 2.3%. And so people doom and gloom about last year, they're doom and gloom about this year. But let's talk about interest rates, because that's gonna be a big driver of how sales go this year. Taking a look at Freddie Mac's numbers here for mortgage interest, you'll see that the average interest rates right now is about 6.09, and the 15-year fix is about 5.44, about 5.5. And so this is pretty consistent. We've been kind of staying around these numbers here since September of last year. And so if you're really waiting for interest rates to come down to 4, 4.5, or even lower, I just want to tell you that you're going to be waiting for a long time. Most likely, and most economists are expecting it to be between 5 and 7% here for the next couple years. And they were really hoping to get lower into the low 5s, but most economists are keeping us around 6%. So if you are gonna buy a house, obviously get you the best rate that you can get, but just expect that this is about where we're gonna live here for a while. Obviously depending on the economics, what the Fed does and the bond rates, but this is what the economists are expecting. And so it's good to keep that in mind, that, hey, if I can afford a house with my budget here in, good down payment, then I'm just gonna have to accept this. And if mortgage rates do fall below 5% or in low 5s, and maybe refinance here next couple years. So feel free to reach out if you need some referrals to some great lenders, and if you need help finding a home to purchase, buy, sell, rent, or just have real estate questions, please reach out. Also, be sure to subscribe so you can see me in the next one.